Oh, it says the meeting is being live streamed.
Well, I'm hitting my confirm and go live. So there we go. We should be live on my end, at least.
Done.
Yep. There you go. We are live.
Betty, McKnit, and Courtney.
Hi.
Hello. Some hands are super dry and puffy today. So what are we doing? This is foot cream.
Good job.
It has that, you know how some foot cream has like that, it has like a peppermint smell to like cool your feet off.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this was foot cream I had in my little jar here. I mean, it doesn't matter. It has that foot cream smell, which is like pepperminty.
That's all right.
So let me crochet my baby blanket with that foot cream hands.
It's a swatch, it's fine.
Oh, okay. So this is the 6-day viral kid blanket and Lovey challenge. And this is day 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because I just took my day 3 photo.
You just took your day 3 photo.
Yes.
And when we get off of here, I'll post the day 4. I'm not going to be able to open that now to put chapstick on. Okay. All right.
There we go. And one more to click on. Pause. Okay, I think I have all of the things up that need to be up. And Casey says good morning, and Glenda says
good morning, Casey.
I remember.
How are you, my dear?
I went to say Cassie, and then I was like, no, it's not what you think it is. It's the other one. This is where I got up to. I got up to the white.
Wow.
Because I had a pretty chill day today.
You have a chill day?
Yeah. There's no work because it's the school holidays, so I only have a little bit of work this week. So I got to crochet quite a bit. It was nice.
My daughter's coming back today. My real daughter, not my crochet
how exciting.
daughter. Yeah, she's coming back, but I don't think I'm going to see too much of her this time. She's, it's her birthday this weekend, and she has planned a bunch of fun stuff to do in the city. So I think she's just more or less going to be crashing here.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I want to, I got her some groceries and the yogurt that she likes, and
well, she'll appreciate that.
Things. Yeah.
Amy says good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Amy. How you doing? How's your little one?
Yeah.
I have 2 more rounds of border to do on mine, and then we're gonna. I think that might be all the further I get today. I don't know. I think I did 3. I don't know. We'll see how I do. But it's time to start the Lovey.
Yay!
I want to get the Lovey going because this is the Lovey challenge.
Yeah. Well, I'm just making a blanket to match a Lovey.
You already have the Lovey done.
Yeah.
Courtney's Lovey is a paid pattern, but she's going to answer any questions you have about it.
Definitely. And if you happen to miss us on the lives, if you go to my Facebook page, which is Gothberry's Creations, message me there and I will answer and help out. Amy says that they had a good day yesterday. Thankfully, today is good so far, but it's cool and rainy.
Good. Does the rain activate the migraines? I know it always does for me. It goes into my sinuses, like when the barometric pressure drops. I mean, I don't think mine's migraines. I think it's actually allergies and sinuses.
Yeah. Migraines suck though.
They sure
They are not,
do.
They're not fun. They're also just not spoken about enough. People don't realize the debilitating headaches that they're experiencing are actually migraines. Linda says good morning. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Linda. How's everyone's blankets coming along?
I'm loving seeing all the different colors everyone's using.
Somebody
always
said,
makes me want to do more.
Yeah, somebody this morning I woke up and the first comment I saw when I looked at my phone was, I have color envy. Every time I come here, I have color envy.
I just add it to the list of future blankets.
So once upon a time, we had a finished projects album, and everybody would add their project, not everybody, but most people would add their projects there and say, give all the details about what yarn they used and the colors and how much yardage and how many they chained and what size hook they used and all those good things. And yeah, we don't have that so much anymore, but
we're slowly building it back up though.
We're slowly building
also,
it back
you have
up.
A visitor. I looked up and there's a kitty cat wanting to say hello. It's adorable.
Really
Barb says hello. Hi, Barb.
In my coffee this morning. Yeah, but if people can keep adding their photos to the finished projects, and then that helps those of us with color envy when we want to go through and choose the next thing to do.
I need to measure a couple of the blankets that I have in here so that I can do that. But I took pictures of my yellow one today, so I actually have good pictures.
Yellow one is beautiful.
And I took pictures of it with the Lovey because it's adorable. So I will measure that in the morning and probably post it in the group with all the information. And I don't even remember how much the chain was, but it will be on the viral pattern. So
well, it's not too hard to figure out what the chain.
Yeah, well, it's the
starting chain was. If you
just
if you just count the points.
Let me see if I can pull my Lovey down. Marshall, I think. Don't actually know how to pronounce that. Marchel. I think it's Marshall. I'd love to see the Lovey. I have to make one for a friend who is expecting her first granddaughter. Okay. Can we delicately grab this down without disturbing?
Where did I put my Loveys? They were right here.
So this is the pink one that I made. Trying to hold it far enough over so that they can see it. And it's got a little bow, but the bow can go anywhere, or you can also do it without the bow. And then it has the star blanket attached. Ta-da! Spin it around.
I have Oldboiler Robo's name on the description. Where am I?
Yes, Marshall. Okay, yay, I pronounced it right. I'm always worried that I'm going to get someone's name wrong. But that's the Lovey.
I had to take the blankets upstairs, the matching blankets upstairs because the cats were messing with them.
Yeah.
One cat. These are the Loveys I made. I only made one bunny head. Maybe I'll make another bunny head.
No, you can make the other heads when I send them to you.
Okay.
because they are coming. Where can you purchase the pattern for the Lovey? If you go to either Beth's or myself's link tree, there is a link to the pattern bundle. If you give me one moment, I will post it in the chat for you on YouTube. I just have to go and copy it because I don't actually, I have it saved on my phone, but not here.
Courtney, I don't know if you noticed in the photos, but I made a mistake on this one.
You did? Where?
Well, look at it closely. Now look at this one. Look at this one. Do you see what I did?
No. But I could also just be tired.
Yeah, you're supposed to change colors every 3 rows, right? 1, 2, 3. See?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But you barely even notice it. So here, let me see if I can get my page to actually let me know. Do as you're told. There we go.
Well, that actually kind of ends up as the snowflake effect if you start with 4 rounds.
Yeah. And I think
then
that's
change
pretty cool as well.
Colors every 3 rounds after that.
So on YouTube, I've posted the link to the bundle as well as the link just to the individual Lovey shop, whichever you would prefer. They are both linked for you on YouTube. And this is the lolly jar that my Lovey balance is on. Because you can't see it on camera, but it's the perfect height for it to stand up.
I have a little, actually, it's the glass that I'm drinking my coffee out of right now is the glass that I balanced mine on for the photos.
But when I did the photos, I took the black lid off because you could see that in the photos.
Oh yeah. Well, when you do the other heads, I'll make matching heads.
Yeah.
And then
well, I'm getting the rest of the yarn tomorrow.
But now everybody knows my secret that I didn't actually sew the head onto the Lovey.
Yeah, but it's samples. It's for photos. It's fine. Hey, Weatherman, how's it going? How are you doing today? We are just crocheting away. I'm actually going to message Harry and go and just turn the heater off in here because it's too warm now. Yeah.
So what if you are open to telling us critters are you making next for the Loveys?
I'm currently just in the process of figuring out a bear, a lion, and a mermaid are the 3 going around.
A bear, a lion, and a mermaid. Okay. I'm gonna make the bear, I think, for the teal and apricot one. And then I'm gonna
I have
make the lion for the
brownish. Yeah, I've got the big star you had me make of those colors. And I've got a Lovey in those and the browns as well. So I'll attach my bear to that. But I made some super duper,
I forgot about that,
rough sketches of how it works. Marie, currently there isn't a YouTube for the Lovey purely because the amigurumi portion is a paid pattern. If you're talking about the star blanket portion of it, Beth has lots of videos on that, and the Lovey stops just after the setup rows. So there are plenty of video tutorials for that. If you're looking for particular help with the amigurumi, send me a message on either Instagram or on Facebook at Goth Fairies Creations. That would be the easiest way for me to help you with that. But unfortunately, because it's a premium paid pattern, there is currently not a video. If there's enough interest, we can host a crochet along, but not right at this moment. Hi, Fran. Fran says, how about a unicorn? A unicorn is on the list. It's just not currently in the niggling at my brain, telling me what I need to do. Where the others, they
maybe
I have ideas.
People could go to your Instagram, I guess, and DM you if they have a request.
Yes.
They have a request for a particular animal, and then my request is for appliques also. I know people want those.
Yes. I'm sort of kind of wanting to do appliques to match the Loveys. So like,
yeah, absolutely.
To go along with that. And I'll probably do the appliques as a little bundle, like bundle a couple together all in one. Be like, here's 3 or 4 appliques all as one PDF. Because a lot of them will build on the same sort of base structure.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think I've put all my tabs back where they belong after copying and pasting links. But the links are always going to be in Beth's and mine, our bios on Facebook and on Instagram. We both have link trees, and that's got links to all of our stuff on those. If you ever need to find anything, start there. It'll take you to Betty's website or to the bundle or whatever it is that you're looking for. When I was little, my grandma used to sew felt bunnies on every blanket with a pom-pom tail. That's adorable. I'll have to grab it for tomorrow just because I'm locked into this room with my camera set up. I'll grab the little blue bunny that I made for Harry because that's got a pom-pom tail. And that's adorable. Also, we were chatting beforehand, like blue is my favorite color. That's not hard to tell if you couldn't tell. The jumper I made has blue in it. I discovered that I like a particular shade of blue quite a bit by the yarn I had sitting on my desk. So this is the Shapier's Maxi Rush, which recommends like a 1.5. Yeah, it recommends like a 1.5 millimeter hook. It's basically embroidery cotton, but it's the mercerized stuff, so like it doesn't unravel. So I've got that. I've then got the Shapier's Katona, which normally you use anywhere from a 2.5 to a 3.5. And then I've also got the Shapier's Chunky Monkey, which they recommend a 5. Depends on what you're doing with it. I make my Myers hats with this. I use a 6.5 when I'm doing the Myers Roommates hat in that. But yeah, we can tell what my favorite color is. Because I have a lot of blue. All the same. So, and now I want more of it and various other ones.
We want more. We want more yarn.
Always want more yarn. Never, ever will I have enough. Amy says they tend to buy purple. When I packed yarn to move, I had a big box of just purple. Yeah.
Mine is like green and blue, greens and blues.
Yeah.
With brown maybe thrown in there, or some, I like peach kind of.
Yeah, peach is really pretty. Mine is mostly blues and then a bit of greens thrown in and then rainbows for everything else. I might do it as a TikTok or something and show off my hand dyed collection because there is quite a bit now. Which I'm planning on turning at crocheting at some
TikToker.
point. I am. I'm trying to be more active and actually remember that it's more than just something I watch. But I'm currently planning on making like a scrap style crochet jumper with the hand dyed, so like a row or 2 rows of each. Just to, because I've got a lot of one skeins of colors. So I've got sweater quantity just in a million colors. And so I was looking at, because a lot of people keep making the granny go round jumper at the moment, and that looks fun. But I also just found a linen stitch jumper that also looks pretty. So I think I'll do a couple of swatches. And
well, could you wait for a 6-day kid blanket sweater?
I mean, that too. I have enough yarn to do lots of things. I have, you know, those cubes that you put into those IKEA shelves, like the cubed IKEA shelves. I have 2 of those that are full of just hand dyed.
Wow.
Some of it is the stuff I've dyed myself. Most of it is from my local yarn store, Stitch Crafting Wizardry. I think there's like 2 skeins in there from a different branded yarn store. But it's because I'm impatient with my local yarn store. I can just get in my car and go and get it. I don't have to wait for it to ship to me. Linda says that theirs is peach and Christmas colors. Ooh, that's pretty. This is the problem. I like all the colors.
Well, yeah, and we tend to gravitate towards the same colors. So if you have 2 boxes of handmade, they probably, or hand dyed, they probably all go together, you know, if you pick them all out.
I'd easily be able to make them go together. Like if you just look at this one, which is the easiest one for me to grab. Just looking at the top.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yep, I see. I see rainbow unicorn colors and lots of blue.
I have my Harry Potter colors. I have all the blues and the rainbows, and then pinks and blues, and then purples and blues. And then we have some of the stuff that I dyed myself, which is this one.
It's pretty.
Which is a blue and green. Then we have this more rainbowy color.
I haven't seen this granny go round sweater. What's it about?
It's just a granny cluster stitch, round and round and round.
Okay.
But it's worked from the top down with a yoke, like you would in knitting.
Yeah.
But it's going around the Aussie groups and the Aussie Instagrams at the moment.
Oh, okay.
A lot of my mates are making it in hand dyed, and another one of my Instagram friends made it in acrylic for her little ones, and that looked really cute. And I have friends that have kids, and as much as I love the knitted jumpers, they're adorable. Crocheting them would be so much faster.
Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah.
So
I have I'm working on several garments, as you know.
I am so excited for
6-day kid blanket pattern. I need more testers to get them out there faster.
Mm-hmm. Did you add the tester link to your link tree? I can't remember.
I did.
Yes. So go to Beth's link tree if you're interested in testing some of Beth's awesome patterns.
I've also been taking note of people in the group that say like, oh, I want this with the you know, I want
I want XYZ,
and
you can message them and be like, do you want to test it?
Those people to be like, hey, here we go.
I also from doing the slightly overhead setup that I have, I'm noticing how much my hands move and how weirdly I think they move. And the way like I hold my yarn versus the way other people do. Just interesting. Like I can't hold it the way that you do. That doesn't work. It hurts my finger.
Huh.
I've tried it a few times and I'm like, nope, that's uncomfortable.
Are you doing this? Are you doing some version of this?
Yeah. But I've gotten a lot better at not like fully pinching it really hard.
Yeah.
I I kind of just let it glide through the finger now.
Yeah.
Which helps because then my finger doesn't get hurt as much.
Yeah. I mean, you already crochet extremely fast.
Yeah.
So you don't need any you don't need any coaching on how to go faster, or you know, any adjustment for how to go faster, because you already go extremely fast. But
yeah,
when people ask me how to crochet faster, I usually say, you know, the more relaxed your hands are, the faster you can go.
Yeah.
But if you're holding a lot of tension in your hands as you're working, obviously it's not, you know, after some time, it's not going to be good for your hands.
Yes. I just make sure to stretch my hands out and things, especially like when I'm changing rows, I'll shake my hands out and set back up again for the next row.
Yeah.
And that helps a bit as well. And getting more comfortable hooks also made a big difference.
Okay, yeah.
Because I used to use the thin, I started with the thin metal ones and then ones with like this solid plastic handle, and they weren't super comfortable. And then I found the clover hooks, and they are all I use now. That and the furls that I have. That's all I use. And I have them in a little pencil case, because pencil case with the little elastic pen holders are great for holding crochet hooks. So if you're looking for a little portable thing, they are fantastic. I highly recommend them. For the Aussies, go to Swiggle. They have them. That's where I got mine. So that's what it looks like. And you have all of your crochet hooks.
Apparently I closed up this pattern. Did I close it? There it is. The one we're working on.
Ah.
I don't even have it open on my desktop. Oh, that's a cool case.
Yeah. So it's just a pencil case from a stationery store. Oh. It just happens to fit crochet hooks.
That's nice.
And then we've recently discovered needle toppers are great for crochet hooks to stop them from, like when I throw this in my bag with the hook, I put that on the top and then it doesn't hook into my stitches when I'm taking my projects to places. Because that happened to me a lot. Fran says they would still like to see a baby sack.
A baby sack.
Wonder if it would be too holy for it, though. It would probably need a lining. If it's something to like help sort of semi-swaddle. But yeah. There we go.
So I'm working on the last border round here, and I noticed that in the pattern, I did not say to do it into the third loop. I said to just work it regular.
Yeah. So, that's how I did mine.
Yeah.
It's just regular.
It's pretty.
It is pretty.
So I'm going to do half and half. I'm going to do half of it just regular, and I'm going to go around a corner and I'm going to do half of it in the back loop just so people can see. But I like it like this. I think the last time I worked this border on a live, I did it the other way. I did it in the back loop. Okay, and it's a skip 2 in between, but sometimes you have to only skip 1 so that you can get this.
So you can
single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the same stitch. You want it to land in that corner stitch.
Yeah. That you do. Oh, I forgot. I didn't, because I showed it to you. I didn't show it to everyone. I finally finished my unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Ta-da! So it's got curly hair. And so it was getting a bit busy using the multicolored yarn. So I just went and found the individual colors and added white to it. And then I did them together for the tail.
It's pretty. So
and
you
this
cut
is
the colors. You cut colors on that.
I didn't cut colors because it's variegated, so it changes like every 2 or 3 stitches. I just found solid colors that matched.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So because it's a pastel-y color, I just went and found the matching pastels in the 8-ply and held it with a strand of white to bring it in. So
whose pattern is that?
This is Katie Did's Hatching Unicorn / Dino pattern that she has. And I added a tail. So the original pattern has a different style of hair. It's sort of just strands that she then unfrays, so it looks sort of mohawky. But if you follow her on Instagram, this is one of the modifications that she does for the bigger ones, is the curly hair, and that's what I wanted, so that's what I did. And it's just a chain of, I did a chain of 22 going into the 3rd chain and then half double crochets to make the twist.
Okay.
And so I hold it over there so you can get the nice twistiness in the hair. And I did 3 half double crochets in each stitch. And then I did the same for the tail. But yeah, and so now I want to make some blue dinosaurs, which is what all the blue yarn is on my desk for, because I want to make it in the 3 different thicknesses in the 3 different sizes. So
you have a whole little family there.
Yeah, so I'm currently making it with a 2.5 millimeter, so just your standard amigurumi size, and then another one with a 5.5 millimeter. And then when I get more of the blue yarn in, I'll make one of the big chunky ones with an 8 mil.
Chunky.
So, yeah.
I believe the word is chunky, Courtney.
Chunky. Well, it's because the yarn is chunky monkey. That's why my brain goes to chunky. But yes, the big chunky. The big chunky ones. And when my yarn store gets their next order, and I want to make a chunky mushroom house because I think that will look cute.
That would be cute. That would be a great pattern for TikTok. The TikTokers will love it.
Yes. So I'm
not a very good TikToker. I meant to duet the TikTok you made yesterday.
That's okay. You can do it.
And I forgot.
You can duet it this afternoon. Plenty of time.
They gave me a business account.
Did they?
They did.
I think I have an option to click on it. I just don't think I have. I finally changed my TikTok name to match the Goth Fairies Creations instead of just Goth Fairy.
Oh, okay.
Just to sort of make most of it all the same and easier to find.
Yep, that's good if you have the same name everywhere.
Yeah, the only place that's different is Twitch, but that's just Goth Fairy. That's easy enough to find. Because I don't actually know how I would go about a Twitch name change when you're an affiliate. I don't know if it's simple enough, but it's easier to just leave it that way. That's predominantly gaming, some crochet. More crochet now than gaming this week, but regularly scheduled games will return next week with a side of crochet, because that's how I roll. And now it will always feature a random 6-day kid blanket on my door because I really like how it looks. So
bring some crocheters into the fold from the gaming world, some crossovers.
Yeah. Well, I already have a few that discovered that I crochet, and they're like, oh, that's really cool. We crochet too. And I'm like, yay. Glenda says the unicorn is sweet. Can't wait to start the Lovey, but still working on my second half moon goddess. Just being a peep and enjoying the chatter. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to chat.
Yeah.
Also, do you like my massive mug?
Yes. That's nice.
Yeah, so we don't deal in ounces in Australia. Like, I don't know what an ounce is or like how big an ounce is. And so I ordered a 30-ounce cup.
And you thought it was going to be much smaller?
No, I knew it was going to be big. I just didn't think it was going to be this big. So it's like, oh, I'll just get the biggest cup she has. That'll be plenty. Whoops. But I love them because it's really good for my hot drinks, but also like when I'm streaming and things, I put cold water in it and then I'm good to go.
Keeps it cold.
It does. It's fantastic. Does anyone know what an ounce is? No. No one does with men.
Yes. America.
I'm pretty sure where the man is in America. So
I'm like sitting here thinking, how else would you?
We use milliliters and liters.
Oh, come on.
Because everything is base 10 and it is so much easier to convert. The math is easier. That's why we use it. Deborah says good morning.
Good morning. I was one of those kids when I was in school, they tried to change us over. And so I guess I was part of the generation that was too stubborn. Actually, I think it was my parents, to be honest, but that were too stubborn to make the change. I remember my parents saying that they had 1 liter and 2 liter bottles of pop at the store. Get the 1 liter, get the 2 liter. We didn't even know it was supposed to be liters, not lighters.
Yeah.
I mean, we just really did not take to it at all.
Yeah.
The whole metric system.
The numbers are just easier because you times everything by 10, 100, or 1,000, and that's just, you just add zeros. It's easier.
Well, apparently it's not easier for us.
But you guys like to make things difficult for the fun of it, so it makes sense.
You know, we like to keep everybody else figuring everything out, I guess.
Yeah.
So we can just sit here and not think.
Well, it's like your tax system. That's the one thing I hear from a lot of Australians and people from South Africa and from the UK that go to the US. Like, your tax isn't included in the price on the shelf.
Right.
That's bizarre. Like, absolutely
and it's
bizarre.
It's different everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Every state has a different rate. So it's different everywhere you go. Different items are taxable, and some items are taxable. Some items are not taxable. So when you get to the cash register, you really have no idea what it's gonna say.
If we're low on money
total
for a week and I'm doing the grocery shop or whatever, like, I'll add it up as I go to make sure that I don't spend over. And if I had to actually do math to add tax on top of that, no.
Well, groceries, I mean, most food items are not, but then stuff like toilet paper is,
Yeah.
So
well, because we have GST and it's 10% on everything except for some essential food items and other things.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, except I guess we just get used to
yeah,
it.
It would be, it's foreign to us because we don't know it. Like, us including tax would be confusing to you because you don't know it.
Right. You'd be at the cash register and you'd be like, oh, wait, what? It's just exactly what it said it was going to be? Okay, cool.
Weatherman says,
I mean, I think we have definitely all been in this position where you're at the cash register getting your groceries and they say it's this much and you don't have enough, and you have to look at the stuff that you have and decide what you don't need right there in front of everybody.
Oh, that's awful.
and put something back.
I would just leave.
Yeah.
I would just leave. I'm too anxious for that. I would just be like, I'm not taking any of it. Where the man says 12 inches makes sense in a base 12 perspective, because 12 is easily divisible by 2, 3, 4, and 6, where 10 is just divisible by 2 and 5. Yeah, that makes sense. And Glenda says that she is old enough to know all about pounds and ounces, love metric measurements. Yeah. That's confusing. The pounds and ounces, sometimes they throw them in some of the maths worksheets that I use, and I'm like, why? We don't use pounds or ounces or any of that here. Why?
Well, they might want to travel outside your country someday.
Yeah.
I just want to show before I switch back. Let's see if it comes on. There we go.
It looks so pretty. I love those colors.
This is the third loop. I did the border, the last round of border in the third loop. And over here, I did not.
I like them both.
I like them both. I like them
but
both.
I also just love the camel stitch border.
The camel stitch border is really pretty, but you're not really giving anything up over here if you don't do it, and you're getting this little lacy little, this little row of lace here. Over here you don't get the little holes, but you do get that extra row of this stitch that I think people like this border because it looks like it's knitted. I think that's what
that makes sense.
Crocheters like about it, is that it looks like it's knitted. And so, yeah, I think that's maybe why we should all learn to knit next.
Yes.
Crocheters learn to knit. You can make fabric that looks like this.
And knit in the round. It's easier because then you don't have to sew.
Yeah, we're gonna knit in the round. That's how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach y'all to knit in the round.
Yeah.
Put your stitches
and then you can all learn how to cast on properly and not the weird way that I used to do it, which was very wrong and very tight. Because I cast on, and I was at the yarn store and I cast on this jumper, and I went to join it in the round, and they said use this whatever centimeter cable, and I had the cable, and it wasn't stretching enough, like even onto the needles, let alone the whole cable length. And I'm just sat there and I looked at the lady who runs the yarn store, because she knits and crochets and helps out, and I was like, I don't know what I did wrong. She's like, how did you cast on? I was like, the way I was taught. And I showed her and she just went, oh my God, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. So now I do the German twist long tail cast on, I think is what it's called. I don't know. It's you have like you use the tail, so you have a really long tail in your slip knot, and then you use the tail to twist it, and it makes a nice stretchy cast on. So
I've just heard that called the long tail cast on.
Well, because there's two. The one has the standard long tail, and this one has a twist in it when you do it. I'll have to get some needles and show you at some point.
In crochet, there's only like a couple different ways to start. You do a starting chain, or you do a foundation.
Or if you're going in a round, you do a magic circle or a chain. Like that's it. There's not really much else.
It's like chain or single crochet or some foundation stitch, and you make a line. In knitting, and maybe this is why I'm like, choose the right crochet technique for the job, because people find out about foundation single crochet and they're like, where's this been all my life? This saves me so much effort, because I don't have to crochet into that chain. But is it appropriate? Is it an appropriate edge for
your
whatever project you're making? That has to be considered. And I mean, maybe the reason I think that way is because I also knit. Yeah. And there are many, many ways to cast on and cast off in knitting.
What was it that my friends were complaining about? I think it's the iPod cast on, cast off, that they were
Oh.
all making this one thing, and everyone was not happy about having to do.
Yeah.
There were like 400 stitch I-cord cast off, and they were just like, why do we do
Yeah.
this to ourselves? And I'm just sitting here crocheting like, no idea.
Because at the end of the day, it looks, you know, it looks good, or
It does,
it makes a nice firm edge, or it,
Mhm.
you know, it finishes
What was I doing
project a
today?
certain way.
I was doing the straps for the crochet top that I'm testing. And it was just a chain, because it's an adjustable one, so you tie the two straps together.
Okay.
You do a chain of however long, but instead of just single crocheting back into one of the loops, she had you single crochet into the back bump, so it makes a much smoother strap. And I'm like, that's really clever.
So when you do that, it makes a cord that's the same on the top and the bottom.
Mm-hmm. It looks much nicer.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's not wrong when you're, let's say you're making a 6-day kid blanket or some other crochet project. It's not wrong to work into the back loop. You can do that if you want to.
I find it quite fiddly, but that's just with the way that my fingers hold things.
It is fiddly. And it also, you know, like your chain is, you start off with a chain like this, and then you work into the back loop, and that chain, it condenses quite a bit.
Fran says that a shot glass is 1.5 ounces. Okay, that actually helps. I used to be a bartender, so that actually helps.
A little. An ounce is just a little. I mean, a half pint of like a little half pint carton of milk, like you would get in school, I think is like 8 ounces.
And Weatherman says also weigh your ingredients. Yes, I weigh all of my ingredients when it comes to baking and things. It's just easier. I've forgotten how many repeats of these colors I need to do. Finish this row and have a look.
I think it's 3. I don't know offhand. I'd have to look at the pattern.
Yeah, I've got it on my desk, so I'll finish my row and pick up.
I'm yawning a lot today. so much for being well rested. That
but you have to maintain
one day
the sleep.
Didn't happen.
Heather says that she always works into the back loop of her chain. Good to know.
Yep. You can work into the top loop. You can work into the top loop and the back loop and just leave one on the bottom. Or you can work into only the back loop. All those ways of doing it are correct.
Okay, so apparently 8 ounces in a cup, 2 cups equals a pint, 2 pints equals a quart, and then 4 quarts equals a gallon.
Yeah.
My head hurts. It's too many numbers.
Not that hard.
I'm sure if I worked with it, it'd be fine. But
I
that's
think
not
where
what I grew up with.
Where it got difficult for us is like a gallon does not transfer to the metric system in whole numbers.
Yeah.
So it does, you know, it just doesn't translate that easily. You're already thinking like ounce, pint, cup, quart, gallon, you know, and a gallon is 2 point whatever liters. It's just like, what? And you're like in 2nd grade and you're like, why
that
though?
Just sounds confusing. Why? And apparently there's ounces of volume and ounces of weight.
Yes.
And they're different.
True. They are different.
Oh goodness.
There's fluid ounces. There's ounces of weight and there are fluid ounces. Right?
Okay. Heather says they also strongly dislike working into a chain at all. If someone would come start every blanket for me, I would pay them generously.
Yeah, I don't like working into a chain either, but
No,
it's necessary if I,
it is.
you know, it's like details. When you first start crocheting, it's like, ooh, a shortcut, yay. And then go back and look at your work 2, 3, 4 years later. Go back and look at the first thing you crocheted or the second thing or the third thing, you know, and look at those edges and look at the shortcuts and when you learn, look at what you didn't know, you know, and look at the
my friend
details
didn't
that
let
you
me
overlooked.
take shortcuts.
Yeah,
she was not having it.
Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it doesn't matter, but I think as you know, as you crochet more and more, your eye for detail becomes a little bit more refined, and you see more things, and you're able to think a little, you know, a little broader, look at the big picture of a project that you're working on, and know that, like, okay, it's no fun working into this chain of 273 right now, but you know, it'll take me a couple hours to do it, but then you know, it'll be a beautiful edge for the rest of time. It won't stretch out and come undone and bought. My thing is, if I'm gonna be looking at that blanket on the back of my couch or the back of my mom's couch or the back of somebody's couch when I go visit, and it's like there's something wrong with it and that's going to bother me, then it needs to just be ripped out right then and there and redone.
Definitely. I had to look after the white. I have to do the darker pink and then the two lighter pinks and the white one more time, and then I'm on to the square off.
Nice. You're almost there. You'll definitely be done.
Oh yeah. I'll spend the last day sewing the ends and force myself to actually do it.
We have 2 more days. So tomorrow I'm gonna work a Lovey, or at least get started on. It'll probably take me 2 days, honestly, to do a star.
Yeah. Especially while
do
talking.
A star blanket. Yeah, because it has the edge on it. So I'll try and do the whole thing over 2 days. And let's see, what should everybody do? Today is day 4. I have to post that thing. Everybody should post their progress photos. And listen, I see people saying things like, oh, I had to rip out, so I'm out, you know, of the challenge. The challenge is to work on a 6-day kid blanket every day for 6 days. Take a picture
just a little
of it.
bit.
Yeah, it's just not like you have to finish or
it's not a competition. It's not a race.
Not that kind of challenge.
We're here to support you through the blanket and help you with your questions.
Help you get it started. Help you get it started, especially first timers. A lot of you are not first timers. You're, working on double digits of blankets. So you don't need any help.
There could also be first timers lurking, and we're here to help. The challenge is the 6-day kid blanket challenge is when I did my first blanket, because it was very helpful to have to watch the lives when I could, or watch the repeats, and a lot of the times the questions I had were brought up and answered, so I was like, oh, that's the answer to that question, off I go. It was great, and it was motivating as well, like, even because I was doing quite a big blanket, it was nice to be like, oh, look, we're all working on it just a little bit every day for 6 days.
And see how far you can get in 6 days. I think most people, when they, can I really do it in 6 days? Like, that's not possible. Is it really a 6-day blanket? And maybe you don't finish in 6 days, but the blanket works up faster than
you realize.
Yeah,
and the more you make,
really fast,
the faster it becomes. And like, you might think I'm working on this all day every day, but I'm not. I work on it during the lives, a little bit after, and then I go to bed because opposite side of the world. And then I'll get up in the morning and probably do a little bit in the morning. But a lot of the time I just work on it in the hour or two leading up to the live, run off, take my picture, and then come back on.
If you chain 125 or less, you can finish that blanket in 6 days just by crocheting a couple of hours a day easily. And that's for somebody who doesn't crochet at lightning speed, but your average speed crocheter. If you want to make a larger blanket or chain more than 123, or let's say do the straight start and a fancy border or do some extra things, you can do it in 6 days if you dedicate some additional time to it. You know, I know I've done it. I've done full twin size blankets on a deadline. You know, I've done them in a week easily. So, but I dedicated more time. I was like consciously like, I got to get this done this week, and spend like a few hours a day working on it, and like really working on it and not getting distracted, which is what happens to me. Putting my phone in the other room and just crochet and listen to an audiobook or something.
The thing that slows me down the most is the borders, especially that first single crochet row round. That always takes forever. Not so much on the baby blankets, but like on my full size blankets, I'll stare at it for a while, exhibit A, and not put the border on it because that row takes so long. But once you've done that single crochet row, the rest of the border is fine because you're no longer working into the sides of stitches or chains. You're working into single crochet stitches. So the border on the bigger blankets, they sometimes
it's like
feel
a chain.
better.
It's like working into a chain all over again, right? It's like the starting chain all over again. It can be very time consuming.
However, the beautiful straight edge start and end makes it a lot easier because you're not having to try and figure out the peaks and valleys and how many stitches to skip and what, depending on the border that you're doing. And although on the ones with it is a beautiful hack. I normally do the crab stitch on my peaks and valleys just because then I can just single crochet around once, reverse single crochet around, and then it's done.
I love crab stitch, man. I love that stitch.
I love the way it feels as well. Like it's just such a nice finished feeling.
I want to come up with some different edges though. I feel like I use the same go-tos all the time and they're a little boring, but
my current go-tos are crab stitch and camel stitch. So
yeah, crab stitch, camel stitch, I do the picot stitch a lot.
Yeah, I think the only reason I don't like that is because I pull my stitches so tightly, it doesn't look as airy as everyone else's. I mean, I can make it look that way, it just doesn't always. And I make a lot of baby blankets.
Go up another hook size maybe and be working DK weight with like a 15 millimeter hook before I get long.
I did that on the goddess shawl for the final edger. I went up because I started doing it and I was like, nah, this looks, you can barely see it. It wasn't sticking up enough. So
you can barely see it. So one thing you can do on that second single crochet into the side of the first single crochet,
right,
instead of single crocheting into the space. That'll make it stick up a little bit more. That's one thing you could do.
I normally just go up a hook size. I have so many. I have so many hooks. I have 2 6 mils now because of the clovers, because it's my most used size, so that way I don't have to always go hunting for it.
I have multiples of my favorite sizes and I still can't find them when I need them.
Well, that's why I have the little pencil case so that I can find them.
I mean, I have all the cases in the world, girl. I just end up tossing them in a basket.
I take my crochet out with me quite a bit because if I can't take my yarn, I'm not coming. So
girl, I'm falling asleep. I gotta go. I'm gonna log
we have
off.
been on for a while.
We've done our hour, and we'll be back in the morning. Yep.
We will.
So,
let me have.
Thanks for being with us, everyone. Thanks, Twitchers, whoever's out there on Twitch, and thank you, everybody in the Betty McKnitiverse.